Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. We are from Intermediate Speaking A1 English Department Lampung Mangkurat University. My name is Sania Putri and my friends Kusuma and Farah Annisa. We are going to interview one of undershipping students in Lampung Mangkurat University, especially English Department, who had higher GPA than others. She speaks English fluently and sometimes refers up for home to EGA. And EGA now in third semester, and from her first and second semester she always got full credit. We know that it is difficult for us as Lampung Mangkurat students to get full credit. Of course, we wonder how EGA got there, how EGA do that. We talk with EGA. Okay guys, now I'm with EGA Mulidasari. This is EGA.
Hello guys.
EGA, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm fine. EGA, we know that you can speak English, and I wonder since when you love English.
So actually I started to like English since I was in elementary school. The first time I learned English is when I was in my second year in elementary school, grade 2. And then that was my first time I knew about the alphabet and then the name of animals and the name of fruit and just like basic English. And since then I like English.
And why did you like English?
Why did I like English? Well, it's because when I first learned English, I find that English is such a new thing for me. Like it's since it's a foreign language, and then everything is new. Like even from the alphabet and then the words and the sentence that I learn it's always new. And then well, actually when I was in elementary school there was a funny story. When I was in grade 6 I started to like Justin Bieber, and then when I like Justin Bieber, English is one of the things that I like the most, because I just think, like just as a 12-year-old kid, I just thought that if I can speak English and then if I meet Justin Bieber someday, I can talk with him. That's like my first motivation for learning English. And then since I listen to an English songs so much, and then I watch a lot of English movies, that's when I started to learn English and focus on it.
So that's why English as your favorite languages. Why you choose English as your favorite? We know that there is a lot of language in other countries. Why you still choose English?
As we can know that English is a universal language. Like everyone in this world speak in English, and if you just think of it, if you can speak English fluently, you basically can communicate with people around the world. And if you have like something that you want to do, for instance, like you want to go abroad to the other country, and then if you can speak English, it's so much easier for you. And then if you want to get a job, for instance, if you can speak English, there's gonna be easier for you also. So
and English is also an international language.
Yeah, it's an international language.
Yeah, so there is also a lot of competition in English. They want to join English but they can't. But you can right now in this position. How did you feel when you
have a lot of competitors?
Have a lot of competitors.
So for the competitor itself, since I was graduated from vocational high school and I was major in multimedia, I had no basic with science or social or the subjects that I have to study for the test. I was pessimistic at first because like there's a lot of possibility that I cannot go to the English department, but at the end I turned out that I got accepted, and I'm grateful for that.
So of course there's a quite difference between when you become a vocational student and after you become an English student, and how did you feel before and after?
When I was in high school, I actually didn't learn a lot about English. Like my teacher usually just like teach me about making a dialogue and just the basic English and some of common expressions. But when I got into college, there are a lot of differences. Like I haven't learned about sounds, about linguistics. There's a lot of things that I learned about new thing.
Literature.
Yeah, literature. And since I got into college, I learned a lot of new things. I think I can improve my English very well before. Like when I was at school, I only learned English when I was at school. But now I learn English almost every time. Like I practice with myself at home and with my friends, and also at campus also.
With your lecturer also,
Yeah.
right? And we know that in Lampung Mangkurat University have requirements that we should reach 3.5
Yeah.
GPA to get full credit, and you did it. And how you get into it? How did you get high AGP and you can pass what Lampung Mangkurat requirements? How? Can you tell us? Can you tell everyone who watches this?
Yeah. Well, it's actually my AGP was not that high. Well, it passed up. It's above 3.5, and I'm grateful for that. But if I have to tell how I learned English when I'm in college, I think I only learn what I can learn. Like I just learn from, we have a lot of material from books, and then a lot of videos, and then audios learning and stuff. And then besides that, I also learn like listening a lot of music. Of course, it's in English music, and if you can understand the lyric, you can search it up. Yeah, everything is there in Google, and if you can still understand, you can translate it. You don't have to force yourself. And after that, I think watching a lot of videos is also important. When I was at holiday, semester holiday, honestly, I didn't open my book at all. And
Seriously?
yeah, and I got worried, like, what if I forget my English? And then since I like to watch YouTube a lot, I watch a lot of videos in English, and sometimes if I watch a movie, I don't use any subtitle. And if it's from foreign language, like let's say it's Korean or Thailand movie, I only use English subtitle instead of Indonesian subtitle. It's also helps you to improve your English, especially for speaking skill. Just do that activity.
Related to English.
Yeah, everything related to English. And since I don't have anyone who can speak English at my home, I only practice with myself. Like I speak in front of the mirror. I kind of like making the scenario in my head, like I was in interview like this. Yeah, imagine talking with someone in English. It also can improve your English. And then talk with your friends with English also. My high school teacher used to say that we don't have to be correct 100% correct grammatically, as long as you can make people understand what you say, then you are communicating. So you don't have to worry actually about grammar.
Yeah, but sometimes you know that people judge you by your grammatical error.
Yeah.
Like you cannot speak English, don't use English like that, something like that.
Especially for Indonesian people.
Yes, Indonesian
Yeah.
people. And actually people out there doesn't care with your English.
Yeah.
Doesn't care when you speak English. They don't care what you said. Then they don't care if your grammatical is wrong. They actually don't care about it. And people in Indonesia, you know that, do judgment for someone who speaks English not correct. Their grammatical is not correct. What do you think about that?
I think it's I personally think that it's just Indonesian people who are really judgmental about that, because in other countries, like they originally speak English, they respect if there are foreigners who can speak English. Your English is really good. At least they compliment about that. But in Indonesia, that's the difference. When we speak English, sometimes people really become like sensitive about grammar, and then if we just say something wrong, even like for one word, they were like, oh, you said it wrong. Like you
Yes.
cannot speak English, and it's so
And sometimes as people in English department
yeah,
do it same.
especially for students, English
Yes.
students, because we are learning together, and that's why when our friends say something in English wrong, like we want to correct them. Maybe that's why. But for like the other people, it's just such a shame actually, and that's become one of the reasons why people avoid to learn English. It's really shameful.
Sensitive.
Yeah, because there is nothing wrong with learning English, because like I said before, English is really important for us. It's a universal language, it's an international language. So, but because of people being judgmental about that, I think that's one of the reasons why people don't like learning English, and it's
They're
actually
afraid
yeah,
to learn
and that's
English,
actually
yeah.
not good, right, for people.
Okay, we back to our topic that you have passed like AGP, you have full credit, you got full credit, and can you give us some tips how to get same like you?
Well, I think it's not like same like me, but you know, I only can tell everyone who watch this, if you want to learn English, just focus on it, because English actually is not difficult as long as you have the desire to learn English, and you keep trying, you keep practicing, you can be fluent in English. And also, if you have like some motivation for you to learn English, just do it, because there is nothing wrong, and you don't have to be shamed by speaking English with everyone. Yeah, I think that's it.
We must understand
Yeah,
as English as our second language.
right.
Yeah. And then don't afraid to use English.
just be confident.
Yeah, be confident. Okay guys, that's all from our interview today with Ega. We can conclude that don't be afraid to use English. Don't be afraid when you speaking is grammatically error. Just do it, because practice makes perfect. And thank you Ega as
You're
our
welcome.
interviewee today, and thank you for Kusuma Pertiwi as our cameraman today, and Farah Annisa as editor. And thank you for everyone who watched this, and see you next time.